I hate this hand so. Flip it over, flip it over. Will he make the call? Let's find out. What a beautiful day for some poker, boys. Why not a tournament?
Why not a little
pink
tournament?
chips? Alright guys, we got a tournament. It's a $2,500 free roll. We're at a new venue today. All the boys are ready to run this. We've been practicing our tournaments. We're normally cash game players, but wish us luck. Let's go, boys.
Let's run it out. Let's run it out. Pretty early on in the tourney, I noticed my table was limp heavy. No one was really raising much. So when I pick up 6-9 suited under the gun, I actually decide to limp here because obviously it's a really good hand. We see another limp from under the gun +1, and the button limps, and the small blind calls, and the big blind checks. So we go to a flop 5 ways. See a pretty nice flop for our hand, 5-7 king, 2 spades. So we flop a gutter as well as a flush draw. If I'm going to be limping a hand like this, I better be raising on a board that connects with my hand this well. So when it checks to me, I decide to bet 350. We see a quick call from under the gun +1, and everyone else folds. So we go to a turn 2 ways, and it's a pretty nice one. It is the king of spades, so we make our flush, and now it's time to cross our fingers and hope he has a king. I bet 900 into him, and we see a call from him. So again, we're going to go to a river. It's a queen of diamonds, doesn't change much. I'm going to fire here pretty big. I size up to 2,500 this time, hoping that this guy has a king or can maybe call something thinking I'm bluffing here. And we see a call from him. I flip over the 6-9 of spades, and we are good. 6-9 of spades, always a great hand to play. Nice little win early on in the tourney. I'm always happy to show you guys how being really tight pre-flop and only playing your best hand can really pay off in the end.
First hand we are going to play, we look down at pocket fives in the small blind. It folds to us. Blinds are 150, 300. We have 20,000 in our stack. So this is definitely a spot to raise when it folds all the way to us. I raised to 750 in the small blind. The big blind does not fold, however, he makes the call, and now we are going to a flop, heads up, out of position. That flop comes queen 4-6 with 2 diamonds. Definitely going to c-bet here and try to just take it down for cheap. I elect to size for 600, little less than half pot. Hoping to get a fold, honestly, but that's not what happens. He makes the call. We are off to a turn, which is the 8 of spades, second spade. Not loving this. I check, prepared to honestly give it up if he bets any reasonably large amount, but he checks it back. River is the 10 of hearts. I check again, just done with the hand, want to get to showdown. That's not what happens. He bets 2,000 into a pot of 2,700. But we gotta really dissect his line here. The only draw that gets there on the turn is 5-7, which we double block. I feel like his queens would bet this turn when I check to him, given the multitude of draws available. I know we're not beating much, trust me. We're beating missed draws and that's it. So guys, it's a tournament, go big or go home. I toss in the call here with pocket fives, and he mucks. We take it down. How insane. The most marginal hand I've called down with and won. Awesome stuff. Let's see if we can ride this momentum.
Let's go, boys!
We are
What
not
up, boys?
out. We're still in.
We're still in it. First break of the day. I'll start first. My chip stack's about like 23,000, so not much. We're playing really tight, and it's working.
I'm doing about the opposite. My stack is still high, but I'm playing a little looser, just trying to get in pots. My table's pretty soft, so...
What did you limp under the gun?
I limped 6-9 suited under the gun. I spiked the flush, though. Just that's how we do it.
And me, you just saw me make a pretty crazy hero call with pocket fives on a queen 10 high board. I think I had 4th pair. It's just his line didn't make sense. We made the call. We're doing a tournament. We're getting weird. So
We are getting weird today.
you gotta win big or go home. So you gotta make those kind of plays. Hopefully we can keep running it up.
Oh, boys, let's go. Final table,
get
all
it.
of us.
Let's go.
This hand, we look down at pocket queens in middle position. The blinds are 300, 600. I got about 22K in my stack, which is medium stack size. I min raised to 1,200, which is usually a good sizing in these tournaments when the stacks get shorter. However, 3 people call. So what do I know? Going to a flop 4 ways. I hope we just smash it. Stone cold cojones, baby. The Nutter Butters. 7-8 queen. 2 hearts. Checks to me. I'm going to bet here because there are 4 people. Gotta whittle down the field. Someone's going to have a draw. Someone's going to have a piece of this board. I bet 2,500 into a pot of 4,800. little more than half pot, and we get one caller in the small blind. The turn is the 9 of spades. It is a offsuit card, and it checks to me, and now it's time, in my opinion, to size up and really charge draws. The only draw that gets there is Jack 10. I realize it's more of a connected board now, but I don't realistically see Jack 10 calling the flop unless it's Jack 10 of hearts, and I think we're gonna go with the sizing of 7,000 into this pot of 9,800. But this is where it gets weird, guys, and I'm gonna tune out and let you guys tune in to the real commentary of what happens during this hand.
7.
We got a minute left of this level, guys.
Hang on, hold on. Since you just said 7, your bet is 700, not 7,000. 4? Just to
Yeah,
put it
no,
on.
I understand. Oh, I know you're not going anywhere. Yeah, no, I'm excited.
I wouldn't go anywhere either.
I guess I'm not going to lose as much now.
So yeah, I say 7, boys, and 7 does not mean 7,000. 7 means 700 because the blinds are still in the hundreds. So I have to take back my 7,000 bet and bet 700 into a pot of 9,800. He snap calls. Some banter is exchanged. So hopefully we can just get a safe river, guys. Binkarooski, let's go. The 9, the board pairs.
I'm all in. I call. Oh, you're good. You're good. Look at that.
Oh, nice river.
Looks like he's got you covered.
And he snap jams all in, overbets the whole pot. We snap call, we flip it over. He's got 10-9. What a hand. Just insane. We are in great shape. Let's win this tournament. Why not? Why not us?
All right,
What up, boys?
We're still in. All 3 of us.
Break number 2. We're still in. I'm the shortest. I got 9 bigs.
I haven't done shit since last break. I've folded every hand. Still at a little over starting stack. Doing well.
And I just had that wild hand when I said 7 and meant 7,000 and had to bet 700 into a $10,000 pot. We still won it though. We got the boat on the river, so we're up to about 36,000 chips. We doubled up since the last break.
And Rosie tells us he's going to give us all the profit if he wins.
Yes, I
right?
don't make money.
We got a standard one here, ace-jack offsuit with 9 big blinds. I jam all in on the button. We get called by the big blind who has ace-queen offsuit, brutal. Off to a flop where I pick up some equity. It's 9, 10, 7.
8 or jack.
Nope, nada, and I'm out of this one, boys.
Before I realized it, the blinds had gone up quite a bit and we're stuck only with about 12.5 bigs after folding for quite a while. And when we pick up pocket 9s under the gun, I think it's time to ship it here with such a small stack. So I go all in and it folds around to the cutoff, who actually decides to shove for 15,000. I have her covered. She flips over ace king of spades. We are off to a race. I'm a slight favorite here, but not by much. We see a flop that is unfortunately ace high, so we're not looking too good. The turn is a 3, and the river duds off as another 2. Might have lost that flip, but we still got life, so I'm not too worried. All you need is a chip and a chair. After that, we got some strawberry smoothies for the table, so that put me in much better of a mood. 3 hands later, we see ace-9 offsuit in the small blind. We've got about 7.5 bigs left, and it folds around to the hijack, who shoves all in. I think I've got to be going all in here with any of my ace-x holdings with such low of a stack. And when it folds around to me, I think this is a really good spot to call all in, just because I want to be heads up in these flips. And so I make the call, the big blind folds, and we are off to a race. Our opponent flips over queen, so we are for sure going to need some help here. However, we get that help because the flop comes 9, 9, 9. Let's go! Did we just flop quads or am I dreaming? Sadly, yes, I am dreaming. The flop comes 7, 9, king. The turn comes a king. And the river is a 3. So we lose that one, and that is the end of our tourney life, ladies and gentlemen. It was a good run while it lasted.
I don't know what to tell you guys. We folded for a really, really, really long time. We get down to 28,000. Blinds get up to 4,000 in the big blind. That leaves us with 7 big blinds. We look down at a suited ace under the gun, 7 bigs. There's only one thing to do, and that's to rip it in. It sucks. This is the one thing I don't like about tournaments, is that a lot of variance comes into play. Folds all the way to the big blind, but we can't get through everyone. She calls, and she flips over some pretty bad news. Yep, ace king offsuit. Not fun. We are dominated. Can we improve?
It needs a heart.
Oh, 9. 9, you can
Heart.
Looks like the king's gonna play. Good hand.
Just busted the tournament. You get down to 6 big blinds and you look at an ace. There's only one thing to do. And she gave me the dagger with the ace king in the big blind to send me home. So honestly, not good. We made some good plays. It was fun. It was a free roll. So now we're hopping in the cash game with Jello and Frankie. We'll see if we can run it up.
Here we pick up ace king of clubs in the cash game. On the cutoff, we see the under the gun player make a bet to $20. Miller's player calls, and here with ace king offsuit, I might just be calling in position of both players, but I decided to bump it up here to $100, trying to fold out both players with the dead money in the middle. That is not what happened, because it was under the gun player quickly goes all in for $300. Miller's player gets out of the way, and now we are to a decision for all of our chips. This player just sat down, so I don't have a read on him, so I decided to talk to him and engage, try to get a read on him.
How you feeling today? Well, I feel like if you were ahead, you would have already called, so I'm good. Thanks for the 100.
That is a crucial line right there. Thanks for the 100. Now looking back, I think that right there means that he wants us to call, as he's trying to, you know, be mean to us, trying to like, oh, thanks for the 100, you're just gonna fold now. And that's not how I play. However, we are getting 2-to-1 pot odds on a call, and he could be jamming with ace king himself here. So because I think he can be jamming with ace king, trying to get me to fold jacks or queens, I decided to make a call here, and unfortunately the undergun player has kings. I'll do a little announcement of the flop.
Not a good flop, not a good turn, not a good river.
Yep, not a good flop, turn, or river, and we lose the maximum there.
I'll let you guys enjoy seeing my chips just go to the player across from me as we quickly go into our next hand. Actually, as you know me, I like to lose $300 immediately and make it really hard for me to make profit in a session because I like a challenge. So yeah, that's why I do it. So immediately after the next hand, I am tilted and I bump it up to $15 before I check my cards, which happen to be pocket aces. Okay, yeah, I didn't know that already. So we do see a call from the cutoff, and we're going heads up to a flop, which comes queen 5 jack. Pretty safe board for us. I bet 15. We actually see a re-raise from the cutoff to $40. So I just make the call here, thinking he's gonna be bluffing a lot, thinking that he can just get me off a hand like ace king. So I check again here in the turn, and the cutoff player tries to check it back. At this point, I definitely think I've got the best hand. We go to river, which is the 5 of diamonds. So now his 2-pair queen jack is counterfeit. Definitely feel like I have the best hand, but I decided to check, like a frustrated check, to try to induce a bluff out of him. Like I said, he's been aggressive, he had been bluffing, but here he doesn't bluff, he checks behind, and we flip over aces, and we are good. So we had a lot of pots like this, small pots, good hands to start, and just ended up hitting and taking him down. $300 at the beginning was null, and we leave this session even.
This hand, we look down at Jiggity's, a timeless classic. We raise it to $10 in the low jack. We get 3-bet by the button to $35. I don't think we should be folding here, so I make this call. We head to a flop, heads up, comes 10-6 for rainbow. Honestly, not a horrible board for Jiggity's. I check, and he checks it back, however, so I'm actually feeling a lot more confident. I feel like those hands would definitely bet this flop. The turn is an 8, completes the rainbow. I check again, trying to get closer and closer to showdown. He bets $50, however, into a pot of 73. It's a pretty sizable bet. But given the lack of overcards, I don't think I can fold just yet. I want you guys to listen what happens when I announce a call.
I call. Okay, seat 1 announces jacks.
He says seat 1 announces jacks. So he calls my hand, completely nails it. But this speech play actually might help me out in the long run. The river is a 4, another brick, no overcards. I check it again, and I want you guys to again listen to what he says when he announces this bet.
All right, jacks. 125.
Can I flip it over and talk, or do I have to keep it?
Flip it over, flip it over.
Here comes the Jaybirds.
Oh, he shows the Jiggity.
This is my least favorite hand of poker.
It's everybody's least favorite.
I understand.
I flip over those Jiggities. I've never done this before. We're in a $300 pot. But now let's think, and what I'm basically going over in my head during this little montage that Jello gets on camera. Shout out Jello for getting this on camera. I'm basically trying to add up the combinations of ace king and ace queen, compare it to the combinations of aces, kings, maybe queens, Besides all that math stuff, there's a lot from the table talk that we can use to our advantage. He's clearly trying to come across as strong here. There's a lot of missed ace-king, ace-queen type hands. Yes, he could have queens, kings, or aces, and I could just look like a dummy. He could even have tens, and I can't beat tens either, guys. The cameras are on me. Last time the cameras were on me, I enrolled in Choctaw University. Shout out episode 3. So, let's see what happens.
Will he make the call? Let's find out.
You win, sir.
I do?
Yes, you win. For sure.
Oh,
You win.
ace queen.
You have jacks. I'm trying to get you out of it.
And you almost did, man. You almost did.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit that up, man. Good call.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
We are good. He had ace-queen. We nailed the table talk, and we win a nice pot to wrap up our session.
I'm leaving Rockets. Had a great first time there. Everyone was so friendly. It was a great atmosphere. We, of course, as you know, didn't cash in the tournament, but we went right into that cash game after and had a pretty wild hand with those jiggities that we love. The first time I've ever flipped my cards over in a game that big and tried to get a read, tried to work through what was going on, and very happy we came to the right conclusion there. So I made $164 today, in for 300, out for 464. That's it for me. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
What's up, boys? How's it going? Just me and Frank here right now. Just cashed out.
Oh, Rosie left a little before us. He left with the profit, stuck us with the rest of it.
I ended down 300, caught a couple bad beats in Omaha hands. Was pretty dry in Hold'em, so I started playing the Omaha hands, and yeah, I got kind of screwed on them.
Yeah, you guys saw me lose the full buy-in at the very beginning. Apparently I like doing that, but we battled back, ended up cashing for $595, bought in for $600, so lost $5. You know, not a bad session. Got a free roll of the tournament. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll keep bringing these videos as long as you guys keep supporting. Much love. Peace.